Good morning, good day, good evening or good night wherever you are. Welcome to this introduction of the blog series Powering Up Your Home Office Lights Using Power Platform. I'm very excited to introduce this concept. It's something I've been working on for a while, and now I will bring you all those exciting components together in a blog series. And this is also a part of my contribution to this year's festive tech calendar, where every day in December different contributions are revealed at their website. You can look into that, and I will talk a little bit about that later. So what's all this all about? Well, for a while ago I bought some Hue lights. I connected them to my home, and also it's a big part of my home office, which I'm sitting on right now. So I wanted to do some automation with those lights, and basically I ended up creating a Power App, and in that Power App I connect to my Hue bridge via the remote API. I get some configuration information, and I've also created the logic behind authentication and authorization to the remote API, so that I can get an access token, and I can create a user config and link my Power App to the bridge. And also in the second part of the screen in the Power App, I can get my different light sources. It could be light strips or light bulbs or anything. I can manually set the lights to available or busy or away, for example. I can turn them off and on, and I can do change the brightness, for example. But the most important and exciting thing is that I can get the team's presence. So if I'm available, away, busy, do not disturb and anything, I wanted to let the lights reflect that status, and that way I created a sync Hue lights with Teams, so that I can create a subscription and subscribe to whenever my Teams status change. The lights also will do the same. So I have this in my app. So let's see here, if I just do a quick check into the app, and let's see. So I will share this on another screen as well, but so I can look into the different kind of statuses, and if I select on for synchronize, I can then go into Teams and change my status, for example, from available to busy, and the lights will reflect that status. How did I build this solution? Well, Power Platform obviously is a big part of this solution, using the Power App. I'm also using Power Automate flows to do the logic behind the Power App. At the other end, I have the Phillips remote API, and that remote API supports OAuth authentication, so that I can authenticate securely and get an access token to really be able to access the API and do the different operations I want to do. The middle part of that screen here shows how I built the logic behind the solution. I've created a key vault, and in that key vault I store my client ID and secret, and also the updated access token and how to use that for getting refresh tokens, or refresh the access token when needed. I built some logic apps behind this for doing that authorization, authentication, and retrieving those secrets from the key vault. The reason I wanted to do this in Azure was that I wanted to obstruct and to have a middle layer between the user on the left part there and the API on the right side. I could have built all those things in the middle also on the Power Automate side, if I really just wanted to do this for one user. But this way I can also share this solution between many users in my company, for example. If I am using Hue lights at my company office, I can use this system for letting many users share the Power App and share the flows and set up each their own connection, but connected to the same app in Phillips Hue. So, as I mentioned, this is a part of a blog series. A lot of steps have been going on to produce this solution, so I wanted to break it down. This is the introduction, and the next part will be how to get to know your Hue Remote API and prepare for building your solution. And part 2, we will set up the key vault, so you can store those API secrets like client ID and so on. Part 3 is using Logic Apps to authorize and get the access token using the secrets in the key vault, so doing that OAuth process. And part 4 is using Logic Apps for getting access token and refreshing the access token when needed. Part 5 is moving on to the user side and building the logic behind the PowerApp Automate flows to getting that access token and the configuration information from the bridge for Hue. Part 6 is using Power Automate flow to linking, pressing the link button virtually via remote API and whitelist a user config. So this is where the user-specific part comes in. So every user will have their own whitelist identifier. Using Power Automate flows to get and set light states is the next part. That's where we just retrieve the status from the lights and also manually let me set the light status. And then we go into the last 2 parts, parts 9 and 10, where I get to use Microsoft Graph to retrieve my team's presence and show that state in the Power App. And part 10 finally, where I enable the subscription of being notified when the team's presence changes, and also reflect the statuses of the lights on that part. So all these parts will be published now almost daily in December on my blog post. Most of the things are already ready and set up, and you can follow along. And actually, I would encourage you to do that, because you can follow the steps and you can build a solution as I go through it part by part. And as I mentioned in the beginning, this is part of my contribution for the Festive Tech Calendar in 2020. I have on good authority that my date will be December 11th. Usually the contributions are revealed on a day-by-day basis, but just to prepare the December 11th, I will do a YouTube live stream where I will go through the solution again. But before that, all the parts will be published, so you can follow along and you can build a solution following the blog parts. And on December 11th, I will just, if you have built a solution or not, you can tune in. I will walk through and do a live demo of the solution, and I will take any questions or suggestions or something other thing exciting we can do with this solution. So stay tuned for that. With that, I will end this short introduction to the concept. I will welcome you to following along on the blog posts and different parts. And at least I would highly recommend that you follow Festive Tech Calendar, all those amazing contributions that will come, 3 contributions for every day in the whole December. So see you at the next part, and possibly on December 11 for my live stream. Goodbye.